I'm out here to do some spring cleanup, and I'm thinking I want to tackle pruning the apple tree. I've never had my own apple trees before. I don't know that much about how to prune them, but I do realize that it's a bit late already because this one is starting to bud. I'm going to do a little bit of a cleanup of some of the branches because I've noticed that it looks like this tree hasn't had some love in a long time. I've been doing a little bit of reading and learning about how to care for apple trees, and what I've seen so far with fruit trees in general is that you want to create a lot of openness in the shape of the tree, so there aren't a lot of branches that are crisscrossing each other, because that is how you get disease and different things that just detracts from the health of your tree and reduces the production of your fruit. I did trim a couple of branches, if you can see sort of on the ground there, maybe about 2 weeks ago, but I still feel like there's a little bit more I can do to control the size of this tree, because I don't want an enormous apple tree that I can't manage. I'd want a good amount of apples that I can enjoy and preserve and share with friends and family. So let's get into it. Okay, so here you can see that the tree is already starting to have some buds on it. This is obviously not ideal. You would ideally prune your apple tree before it started to get any buds. So up first, I think I'm actually going to take out some of these lower branches just because they're so low to the ground that I feel like they're just going to get in the way of anything else that I want to try to plant here. And I did initially think that it would be kind of a cute idea to keep some low branches so that if I'm out here with my little one, they could get top harvest on the branches you can reach. But it's just not realistic for me to be able to do any other gardening around this area with some of these branches as low as they are. So all of these super low ones, anything lower than 3 feet, I think I'm going to take out. So that is, I believe, going to be the current plan. It seems that at this point in the video, my microphone has completely given out on me, and there was a very loud ice cream truck going down the street at the same time that I was talking, so you can't hear any of what I was saying on the original audio. But I was saying that I feel overall good about the shape of how the tree looks now, even though there were some branches that were too high for me to get to. The major ones that were crisscrossing I was able to remove, and I feel like the tree looks a lot more opened up, and I'm ready to move on to the second apple tree in my yard. Alright, so you can see here it looks almost like there's 2 trees growing together. I don't know if that's 2 different apple trees in the same hole, or if one is the intended tree and one is the rootstock that just vigorously grew back up anyway. I'm gonna try and clean it up a little bit, at least some of these side shoot branches, and see what I can do, because this one is definitely breaking all the rules of branches not touching, but maybe that's okay. I don't know. I'm gonna see what I can do. This one I might be willing to leave more branches lower down, because I don't actually like need to get under it. So like you can see this one here, like the garden gate is here, and then that's the area that we're gonna kind of transform with some native wildflower meadowy type stuff. And then I'm thinking this area in between, once I clear whatever that is gonna be my area where I plant my berry bushes. So this area I do kind of need some clearance underneath the tree. Here, maybe I can leave some of the branches lower. Here's a pretty good example of the two branches that are just too close. You can see how like this one is resting on this one, which that is like an invitation for disease and other things to come and harm the tree. So this is one that I would want to, if I can even get at it, take out just to give the tree a little bit more breathing room. You can see there's some like marks from where they were rubbing. Probably like it would have been fine, but better safe than sorry. I'm just gonna get some of these lower shoots because I don't think they're really helping us at all in terms of like production. You're just drawing unnecessary energy away from the tree. As I'm finishing up pruning the second tree, I'm thinking about how exciting it's going to be come apple picking season in the fall, when I'm finally able to harvest from my 2 apple trees and see what these apples are like. I didn't get a chance to try the apples last year because all the apples had fallen before I'd moved in, so I'm really eager to see what the apples are like and maybe try to preserve some. As I'm wrapping up this day of spring garden cleanup, I wanted to tackle one of these piles of trash that was in the yard. I'm not sure why. It seems like the previous owner left piles of sticks and trash all over the yard, but I've been doing my best to try and clear them when I can. And underneath this one, I did find some bricks that I thought could be the start of a fire pit area. So I did grab some of those bricks and kind of outline the basics of where a fire pit might go, although this is not what the final fire pit will be looking like. Someday I hope for a much grander, nice loungy fire pit area. Thank you so much for sharing your time with me today. I hope that this inspires you to get out into your garden and start some of those spring garden chores that you may have been putting off, just like me. To those of you who are my returning viewers, I just wanted to say thank you so much. I have gotten so much joy and encouragement from reading your comments and knowing that you're rooting for me as I'm tackling this backyard transformation project. I am a new homeowner, and this is the first large-scale renovation project that I'm sort of tackling for my house. If you are new here and would like to learn more about my garden dreams, I will link in the cards on the end screen of this video where I talked about my 2024 vision for my backyard garden space, and you can watch that video and check out some of my other videos on gardening until I see you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Feel free to drop some comments or knowledge or inspiration in the comments box below. If you have apple trees at your house, if you know about better ways of pruning and managing apple trees, all of your thoughts, advice, wisdom are appreciated, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.